first things first, name and title.
Bernie Patterson, Chancellor, University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point.
All right, so Chancellor, just kind of talk about a little bit about what the numbers were that we saw today, and what I guess the university means to the region when it comes to, I guess you could say, the most important thing, which is the bottom line, dollars and cents.
Well, the big number we saw today was the $671 million economic impact annually that this university has on the region. That's counting all three campuses, Wausau, Marshville, and Stevens Point. This is really important for our region. It's a contribution to the region that is critical to our success as a region. We are probably the number one driver in workforce development. We produce somewhere around 1,200 to 1,500 graduates a year, all feeding into the workforce. 3 years after they graduate, 92% of the students are still in this region working and contributing to their communities.
Yeah, that's really, I guess, the thing that kind of struck me the most. You bring these people in here no matter where they're from, chances are they not only are they going to hang around here for 4 years, 3 years, they're going to hang around here a few years thereafter.
Exactly,
well.
Exactly. We recruit about 20% of our students from a 5-county region. But after they graduate, about 40% of our students remain locally. So at 2 years out, 92% are still here contributing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other number that you kind of talked about, this is 6,000 jobs created in Wisconsin.
Over 6,000 jobs.
Over 6,000 jobs created in Wisconsin. Now that doesn't mean just the people you're hiring.
Oh no, absolutely not. We have about 1,500 employees, but we're creating, because of the economic activity that we generate, over 6,000 jobs in the communities.
Mm-hmm. And what does that mean then for the communities as well?
That helps drive the communities. That helps develop the economic strength of our region, and so that's important.
So then, what do all these numbers mean then for just the regular residents in Wausau, Marshfield, Stevens Point? Why is this something they should be excited about?
Well, particularly in Wausau and Marshfield, these campuses are partnerships with local government. And so it's helpful for us all to understand the contributions these campuses make to the local economy. Because if you're a taxpayer in Wausau or a taxpayer in Marshfield, you're helping support these campuses. And so it's good to understand what you're getting back in return, and it is significant.
The other thing that was talked about a little bit here, and in fact I think it's on the map behind you right now, is the impact that alumni have as well, because those are people that are coming back to the campus once every so often. And it was discussed here, just what that means even just for a college football game and things like that. People come back and they return to that region. Yes.
And I was just talking to some friends here this afternoon, and they have siblings that want to come back now and retire in Wisconsin, because this is where they grew up. And so, welcome home.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's something that the whole region should hang their hat on. The whole region should be thankful for. Correct.
Absolutely.
And then one more thing to ask you then before we let you go. You talked about it a little bit there at the end. In fact, you called me out a little bit as well as the media here. So I was paying attention during the lecture, but. Talk about just exactly what happened as far as the budget goes, because the UWSP campus in Stevens Point, I don't know if I want to say you feel a little slighted by it, but you're not getting exactly what you thought you would. Is that correct?
Well, the operating budget that Joint Finance approved a couple of weeks ago was disappointing. It absolutely was disappointing. We had understood it was going to be one thing, and it turned out to be something quite different. And so, now the system, in terms of the capital budget, system-wide, yes, that's good news. $1 billion of spending on capital projects, that's wonderful. From the Stevens Point perspective, we had two projects that we thought deserved some greater consideration. That didn't happen.
And just kind of briefly describe what those projects were, because I understand one of them is a project that the students had actually been looking forward to in fundraising for themselves.
The Wellness Center was the project that the students had voted on to pay for themselves. So it's going to be paid for totally by student fees. So there's not a single tax dollar involved in building that wellness center for our students. So we think that should have been given careful, more consideration.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other project that you talked about actually is kind of a campus safety issue as well, because of you have a certain building that's doesn't exactly meet fire code right now. Is that correct?
Well, it passes the fire inspection, or we wouldn't be occupying it.
Right.
But the infrastructure in Patterson Hall is between 40 and 50 years old, and we have serious concerns about the fire suppression system in that building. It has flooded in the basement recently. You got within just a few feet of the IT hub, not only for our campus, but for central Wisconsin, because the local area network passes through that building. So if you're getting your internet service through that network, and if that network goes down, you're offline. And that includes the City of Stevens Point Police Department, the City of Stevens Point Fire Department, and the Portage County Sheriff's Department would be offline in terms of the internet if that basement floods.
So what I'm hearing there, I mean, that's not just a project for you. I mean, that's a public safety project.
That's a project for the community.
That's a community project.
Absolutely.
So how far, I guess, behind, obviously now these projects, if they don't make the final budget?
Well, it's another 2-year delay. This will be 6 years now that this project has been deferred.
Mm-hmm. So exactly what is your plan going forward with this? Because obviously the budget's not finalized. Is there a chance, do you think, that this, some of these could still make the final cut?
Well, anything's possible. I know that, but significant changes in the budget after the Joint Finance Committee approves it are not as likely.
Mm-hmm. So just exactly, what do you want residents to do then? I mean, obviously you talked a little bit about drumming up some support for this project some way or
Yes.
another, word of mouth, or
you can always call your representative, and you can go online and find out who they are and their contact information very easily at the state legislature website. But it's Patterson Hall on the Stevens Point campus and the Student Wellness Center that would serve all our students.
Absolutely. Anything else that you'd like us to know then from what was discussed here today?
Well, we are excited about the future. We're excited about bringing together our 3 campuses. We're just about finished with the complete integration of all 3 campuses. People have worked really hard. They're excited about what's coming next year. New degrees programs coming here, 9 new degree programs, 6 new associate degrees, 2 new baccalaureate degrees, and an MBA in Wausau and Marshville. These are exciting times for our region and for our university.
All right. We'll stop right there. We will